afternoon and welcome to today's vlog for Monday the 18th of August. Hope you're well, had a good weekend and you're having a productive day in the saddle. Little things would be the title of today's vlog. I've had some comments and questions over the last few weeks, and I fully understand that new people are joining the channel all the time and don't have the time to watch every video that I've put out, and also time to look at all the comments. So there's four things that have cropped up that I think are worth mentioning on here. The first one I had was about van servicing. Now I bought this van at just somewhere between 13 and 14,000 miles, and it had a service from the Ford dealer when I bought it. So I get my van serviced every 25,000 miles. The first two services were with a Ford dealer because the warranty was still valid, and if anything cropped up they could pay for it. I now got a local garage that's doing an excellent job on the servicing, and I'm actually up for a service next Tuesday, and I'm on 112,165 at the moment, so that will be bang on about 113, so that will be spot on again for another service. I was asked about the van itself. It's a silver Ford Transit L3H3. That means internal length is about 3.574, which means I can take 3 standard UK pallets. Height wise, I always go with about 1.6 metres. Can get a couple of taller things in if you can put it in an angle, but if it's just a straightforward pallet, 1.6 is normally my maximum. Miles per gallon is between 38 and 42 depending on where I'm going. I was asked about VAT. Now when I looked at becoming a courier, I looked at the two options of VAT, and I went with the traditional VAT, i.e. I charge VAT on every invoice, and then at the end of each quarter, using my Sage accounting, it works out all the expenditure of VAT, gives me a figure that I have to pay HMRC. You can use a reduced VAT amount, which is where you pay the VAT man 10% of your income, but you can't claim obviously any of your expenditure. I think you can claim for any capital expenditure, and I know Saintsman, he uses the reduced scheme, and he's recently got a new van. So maybe Saintsman, if you are watching this, can you answer that question on your video this week about capital expenditure VAT? And the last one was fuel cards. Do I use fuel cards? No, I don't. I did when I was a taxi driver. The first time I didn't renew it after a year because the renewal fee was astronomical and I didn't think it was worth it, and also the fuel price I was being offered every week wasn't really saving an awful lot, and at the time as a cab driver I was probably doing about £150 a week in fuel. The second time I tried it, it was okay, but then I had a couple of bogus charges on my monthly invoice. They got credited, but that wasn't the point, and I found it a real pain every month to sit down and go through the invoice in detail. So again, I just decided it's not worth it. I'm not going to do it anymore, and just went back to traditional methods. I now just use BP, and I have a BP rewards card. That's earned me about £55 on the card at the moment since I've started. I'll use that for some cleaning products in due course. I keep forgetting to go and actually use it, but there we go. The other thing I was asked was for weekly totals. A lot of you other guys all put your weekly totals up, and I just do my income daily but not my expenditure. So this is for last week, Monday to Friday. My gross income was £1,045. Currently my standard business costs are £70 a day. So 5 days last week, that was £350. I spent £176.88 on fuel, £30 on congestion charge, and £10.52 on Dartford Tunnel. That gives me a net figure before tax of £477.60. As I've said 1,000 times, I don't have a mortgage, I have a private pension, I'm not chasing fortunes. That figure may not be good enough if you have a mortgage and family to bring up. However, you can work a lot harder than I do. I don't do long distances, I don't tramp, so you can take that figure and mould it how you like. As for miles per gallon, I did 1,277 miles last week, 147.77 litres. That equates to 32.51 gallons, and that gives me a nice miles per gallon of 39.28. I did go into London twice, so I'm very happy with that miles per gallon. That tells me the van is running okay. Right, on to today. So I did win a job on Friday, and it was a nice job to start the week. I thought it was a small van job, 9 o'clock this morning from Colchester, going to Thetford, drop, collect on site, and back to Colchester. 106 miles in total, and I got £100 for that. When I put the bid on, I actually thought it might be £10, may even be £20 too much, because weight and returns, sometimes companies are looking for a lot cheaper on the way back. But I got £100 and I was happy with that. It's a shipper I do a fair bit of work for. I always do a good job. I always try to do a good job, and they obviously thought that as well. They gave me the job straight away. 9 o'clock collection. I know the company opens at 8:30. It's an engineering company I've picked up before. Got there at 8:20. They just opened the shutters up, and I was loaded off site by 8:30. Traffic seems to have picked up today. The bulk of summer holidays seem to be over. Colchester was a little bit busy as I came through the sort of outskirts of the town centre. A12 was busy. Cop Dock Interchange, which is the A12 and A14 big roundabout, that was very busy this morning. So it took a little bit longer to get to Thetford than I would have liked. But anyway, we got there, pallet off, pallet on, back to Colchester, empty by 11:35. Now I had a dilemma. Part of me was saying, go home, you can be home in 15-20 minutes, put the kettle on, feet up. The other part of me was saying, you let a job go on Friday that you probably could have done if you'd wanted. And I've only got a 2-day week next week, so really I should stick it out today. So that's what I thought I'll do. I went to a BP garage 5 minutes away. It's a really nice garage, plenty of parking, and a rarity this day and age, they don't charge, or there's no time limit for parking. Toilet on site, which is always clean, and it's got an M&S as well, so I thought I can get my lunch. So that's what I did. Went there, parked up, had my lunch, switched off the CX. I prefer to switch it off when I'm having my lunch and have a break. I don't like having my lunch staring at the screen. I know I might miss out on a great job, but that's the that I'll take that chance. Sat and read the paper, switched it all back on at 12:15. There was a couple of jobs. There was a job there from Colchester 5 minutes away to Woking, small van. That was 106 miles, and I put a price of £120 on that. I wasn't that bothered either way. If I'd got that job, I'd got round to Woking from probably 3:15, 3:30. Not the greatest area. There is quite a bit of work out of the Formula 1 people down there. I'm sure a lot of you have done work from there. But it's Monday. Monday can be a little bit quiet, and it would have left me with a 3-hour journey home empty. The other job was from Colchester going to Sidcup in Kent, much more appealing. 64 miles, I put a price of £70 on that, and that was the one I got. So I was pleased with that. Went round, typically though the goods weren't there. A couple of guys had left 5 minutes earlier to go to one of their other lockups 10 minutes away to pick this machine up and bring it back. To be fair, they were back in 15 minutes, so it wasn't a pain. I actually went for a little walk around the industrial estate and stretched the legs. So that all was fine. I was away at 1 o'clock. Little bit of traffic again on the A12 and at the M25 junction. Sidcup was a bit busy due to some roadworks, but we was all done, got it all off by 2:30. I thought I'm going to make my way back and look for jobs. The Dartford Tunnel was very busy. The queue was already back past the M2 turn off. A couple of jobs when I was making my way. There was one from Dartford to Halstead, small van, 43 miles, put £50 on that. That would have been perfect, but that job cancelled, so that wasn't going to happen. There was another job from Croydon going to Colchester. That would have been nice, but I was 50 minutes from Croydon, and Croydon's a horrible area to go to, and even worse trying to get out, which then would have been rush hour, so I let that one go. I didn't even bother putting a price on it. Nothing on the Kent side through the tunnel. I just kept going, kept looking, but there was nothing. There was a couple of nice jobs that come up, but unfortunately for tomorrow morning, so they were no good. And yeah, basically, as you can see, if you can see, I'm on the A12, not far from home now, 20 minutes or so from home, and I've called it a day. £100 and £70, just below my daily target, but £5 minimum there. I'm not going to worry about that. I will hopefully make that up tomorrow. I have won a job for tomorrow, so that's going to be good. That will get me going. That's it really. I hope you've had a great day yourselves, and we'll talk again tomorrow. All the best. Cheers, Paul.